Hi, we are team called Sudo Bash and the name of our application is LimeLight. Present day disaster relief suffers from two major problems: locating victims and coordinating rescue operations. Here comes LimeLight, a disaster management ecosystem that enables rescuers to keep a track of locations of victims and to coordinate operations amongst themselves. Now, how does LimeLight's location tracking work? Consider an individual A trapped in the wreckage caused by an earthquake. If A has the LimeLight mobile app installed in his or her phone, the app shall run a background service to routinely update the Azure Central Server with A's location. But what if A's phone doesn't have internet connectivity? This is a reasonable question considering the event of a disaster. Don't worry, A, because LimeLight uses Wi-Fi direct channels to connect devices to one another. Using Wi-Fi direct's range of 60 meters, A's device shall ping other devices with A's exact location. This data is then passed on to other devices. As soon as a device with internet access receives A's location, it shall be uploaded to the central Azure server. Hence, LimeLight ensures victim identification even in the case of lack of internet connectivity. The central server sends the location of other victims and rescuers as response. This response is relayed back to connected devices via the Wi-Fi relay channel. Ultimately, even if A is not connected to the internet, he or she would be intimated of the locations of rescuers via the LimeLight app. Now, the locations of all victims and rescuers can be accessed via the mobile app on a Google Maps interface. Rescuers can get an exact idea of the number and locations of victims trapped at the disaster site. While using LimeLight, rescuers are asked to assign themselves into one of three categories: scouts, medics, and lifters, each playing a dedicated role in the relief efforts. LimeLight users can create disaster events in the app. Each event has latitude and longitude coordinates, disaster type, and an event coordinator associated with itself. Clicking on an event takes the rescuer to a map interface displaying the locations of victims and fellow rescuers. An event is represented as a cluster in the map, which is basically a collection of devices at the disaster site. Clicking on a cluster displays information about the number of victims, lifters, scouts, and medics present in it. Rescuers have the option to assign themselves to a cluster. On doing so, the data for the cluster is updated for all clients. In this way, LimeLight is a disaster management ecosystem that aims to improve the overall outcomes of relief operations. Thank you.